We'll be back shortly live from Spectrum Center.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Some big-time action already in this one. I'm Ernie Johnson, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's Charlotte in control. They have a 2-point lead. Kenny, what do you think?
Well, so far they won the battle of assists. They played more patiently and very unselfish in the first half. Good shot selection and nice flow of offense.
Shaq, what did you think about New York?
I like the way they rebounded. They devoted a lot of energy down low, fighting for each other on the boards, and they helped keep this game tight. If they can continue to do that, it could easily be the factor that swings the game in their favor.
And that is just about going to wrap it up as the second half is moments away. Down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew.
In for the flush.
But it's surprising, Kev, to see so little urgency on the defensive side, especially with them losing this game right now.
And so it's New York with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Trailing to start the quarter, they battled hard and pulled off a tremendous comeback. Now enjoying the lead. We've got more in store for you right after the game. Dwight Howard.
And when he's been on the floor, it has been a clinic in rim protection and shot blocking. He's played the defense of 3 men tonight. His block total has gotten to a point you almost never see in an NBA game.
That about wraps it up. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And we'll see you next time. They've been playing some ferocious defense. We'll return shortly.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And an exciting first half indeed. Welcome back. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Kenny, the Jet, Smith, and Shaq, the Eel O'Neal. Darren Collison is having one of those nights. He ended up with 15 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds. His last game out, he was just not himself. But tonight, he has rounded right back into form with a very solid first half. And Kenny, what'd you think about what we saw from Indiana?
Well, their success was largely about second chance points. They crashed the offensive boards heavy in the first half. I love how they fight for every 50-50 ball like it's the last ball on earth.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Boston?
They were strong in transition. Seemed like the guys fed off the higher tempo. Certainly, they definitely got the looks they wanted, playing an outstanding game. If they can keep it up in the second half, they may wear the other side out.
And now, folks, just moments away from the start of the third quarter.
From the start of the fourth quarter, stay with us. Now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Darren Collison.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside. I mean, slashing, driving the lane, attacking the basket at every chance. When he's had an opening, he's taken it.
We'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. See you next time. Down. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. We've got more in store for you right after this.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime show on 2K Sports. It was Dennis Schroeder setting the pace in the first quarter. He had 12 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. Kenny, what was your take on Atlanta?
Their ability to get into the paint and get to the rim has been deadly, constantly attacking the basket. It was clearly their intention right from the start to pound it inside as much as possible. And I don't see them straying from that strategy in the second half. It's going to be another paint-based attack.
And Shaq, your thoughts on the Heat?
Well, first of all, as cold as they've been from the floor, I can't say I'm surprised by the score. You cannot shoot the ball that poorly and expect to be in the game, Ernie. They need better ball movement. If their offense stays this stagnant, they can forget about a comeback.
And that will wrap up our halftime report, as it's just about time for the start of the second half.
This result.
Yeah, when you fail to get over the top, more than likely that jumper is going to go down.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Hawks lead by 13. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. And the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. We'll see you next time. This quarter comes to a close. Philadelphia ahead. They're up by 7. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
The first half in the books. This is Ernie Johnson. This is Shaquille O'Neal. This is Ken Smith. Welcome back.
Ken?
Ken, as we break down the action. Some struggles for Chicago in the first quarter. We saw them with a striking lack of effort on the defensive end. They allowed an opposing field goal percentage of 60%. They came out in the second quarter with a lot more energy and with some nice offensive stretches and were able to even things up before the half. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago?
Well, I see a team that's playing smart, moving the ball around to the open man, just taking what the defense gives them. There's a nice flow, a nice energy, a nice synergy to the game.
And over to Shaq. What did you think about Philadelphia?
Well, those second chance points are huge, and they only came because of their effort. Their work on the offensive glass is what's keeping them in the game. They definitely should try to continue to stay tough on the glass. It's been key so far.
And we're just about ready for the start of the third quarter. Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll see you.
Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports.
A little bit. Call time to just let them get their legs back under them.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Ben Simmons.
He's really built up that assist total over the course of this game. And it's a great thing to have that kind of passing coming from a position other than the point. That ensures the ball will always be moving and nobody will be left out of the offense.
This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here. Got Shaq, got Kenny the Jet Smith, we welcome you back to the halftime show on 2K Sports. Utah found themselves in a close game in the first. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. The second quarter was full of highlights for them, and as their play improved, so did their lead. They'll be carrying an 11-point edge into the second half. And Shaq, what did you think about what we saw from Utah?
Well, they've been playing with some toughness, and it's led to a nice lead for them, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding numbers. And now they need to stay mean, Ernie. You cannot lose that edge in the second half.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about the Rockets?
Percentage-wise, they were in the low 30s. That's right, low 30s from beyond the arc. That won't get it done. Every team in the league now relies on some level of consistent production from the three-point line. But if you've dug yourself a hole and you aren't a three-point shooting team, that needs to change.
That's it for now, as the second half's just about ready to go.
Conditioning. Do you think we'll see more guys even extending it further, playing into their 40s in the NBA?
Well, how great would it be to see LeBron James play into his 40s? You look at a guy in the NFL, a much more physically demanding game in terms just of the hitting that's done in the game. Tom Brady approaching his 40th year, incredible. And LeBron James would be the player I point to. There's a guy 6'8", 200 and whatever he is, probably 65 pounds, who every single day puts time into the process of keeping his body healthy. It's great. His greatness has been sustained, but he pays a price to get there, Kevin.
And Doris, you can change your body, and you can change your broadcast. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long. Thunder lead by 12. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome, everybody. So far, a pretty one-sided first half. Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. There was no stopping Russell Westbrook in the first half. He ended up with 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. His great performance last game out seemed to carry right over into tonight. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
Well, one thing is extremely clear. Westbrook loves being the number one option. He's become a triple-double machine. And when he wants to, he can lock down guys any position.
And you, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Nuggets.
Well, with the way they struggle to defend the three-point line, it started to look like warm-up drills. They cannot be afraid to bring more defenders out high. They got to make life tougher on those outside shooters.
And that will wrap up our halftime report, as it's just about time for the start of the second half.
To come back, it's the Thunder up by 11. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Oklahoma City.
Teammates Lillard and McCollum playing on the top of the key and becoming a playmaker, a good passer up there, averaging about 4 assists a ball game.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Russell Westbrook.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside. I mean, slashing, driving the lane, attacking the basket at every chance. When he's had an opening, he's taken it.
Coming into this game, he'd been having a tough stretch. We all know that, but not anymore. He's back at his best, and I think it's safe to say that slump is over. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long and good night, everyone. Quarter number 3.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. This big mountain of a man is Shaquille O'Neal, and this hill of a man is Kenny the Jet Smith. Harrison Barnes was the man in the first. He had 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. And Kenny, what are your thoughts on how Dallas played?
Well, first and foremost, you got to take care of the basketball, and that means playing with poise, making good decisions, and not giving away any possessions. They did a great job of that in the first half.
Shaq, what'd you think about Phoenix?
What impressed me the most was the effort they put into the offensive glass. Second chance points really added up for them. Fighting through box outs, battling for position, they owned the offensive boards.
And that will conclude our halftime presentation. We take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half.
Losing game inside, and it's working for him. We'll get right back to the action when we return. About wraps it up for Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Clippers lead by 1. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Ernie Johnson, joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports.
Been working out.
Kawhi Leonard is having one of those nights. He ended up with 15 points, 2 assists, and 2 steals. And Shaq, what are your thoughts on how San Antonio played?
Well, it was an unselfish, team-oriented half of basketball. The ball never stopped moving. Their offense had a great flow to it. It prevented anyone from getting lazy out there. They're always moving, cutting, knowing where they need to pass the ball, Ernie.
Kenny, what's your take on the Clippers?
Well, one problem I see is that they're too timid on the boards. When you start to fall behind in the game, you need to become more aggressive on the offensive glass and the defensive glass.
And that is just about going to wrap it up as the second half is moments away. Down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew.
Choice. He left him an easy one. Let's see how he plays the next screen.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Spurs lead by 19. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. Do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, David Aldridge, Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long. With the start of the second quarter. Bit.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime show on 2K Sports. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope was on fire in the first half. He had 14 points and 2 assists. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
I was super impressed with their shot selection. I think that was part of the strategy coming in. They wanted to be patient with the basketball, move it around, and get high percentage looks. Obviously, that's going to be big.
Shaq, how'd you think the Warriors were playing?
Well, those second chance points are huge, and they only came because of their effort. Their work on the offensive glass is what's keeping them in the game. They definitely should try to continue to stay tough on the glass. It's been key so far.
And that wraps up halftime as the game is set to get back underway. Let's send it to Kevin Harlan and crew, standing by courtside.
Leading by 3. Live from the Staples Center, you're watching 2K Sports. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.